So here we are in the sector that borders between San Francisco and New York. And right here we got a kiosk that's themed after Chucky. And one of the items that are going to be sold here is a thing called Fried to the End, which is a play in words of Chucky's line of Friends to the End. Now, it's basically a spicy popcorn chicken. And of course, as much as I have to do this, here goes. So, as a reminder, the third season of Chucky is going to be on October 4th. And it's going to be on the USA Network, the Sci-Fi Network, and the Peacock streaming service. And also, one thing to note is if you get a ticket to Halloween Horror Nights, you might find yourself getting a trial period for Peacock. And it's a very good streaming service which has all the stuff from NBC and Universal. There's even a couple of vintage shows such as A-Team, Knight Rider, and of course my personal favorite, Miami Vice. Okay, so here I believe this is the place where we're gonna have the Twisted Taters. And now we're gonna go into the New York area, which is gonna be the location for Vamp 69, which is the third scare zone in the Vamp series, which includes 2016's Vamp 55 and 2018's Vamp 85, and of course this year it's going to be the third one, which is going to take place at the tail end of the 60s. So if of course you don't know what the Vamp series is, it's basically a scare zone series which involves vampires interfering with all sorts of things. In this case, for this year, it's going to take place in 1969 with a music festival similar to Woodstock. And here we got some of the vehicles. Here we got a Volkswagen van, a Volkswagen Beetle, as in the same kind of style that became the model for Generation 1 Bumblebee. And we got the Bloodslayer's car, which is going to be the vehicle that supposedly belongs to the vampires. Let's go ahead and move on to the heart of the city. Of course, the arcade now has all sorts of Halloween themed stuff. Let's go ahead and do a quick swing by. And here we have Ghostbusters themed stuff, including plushie versions of the Stay Puft Monster, Slimer, the Ecto-1, Winston, Raymond Stantz, Peter Venkman, and of course Egon Spengler, who was played by the late but never forgotten Harold Ramis. Alright, back to our main focus. And I better make this quick because battery's halfway there. Oh. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a quick detour. And right here is going to be the location for the exit for the Last of Us themed food kiosk. that's going to be served here is actually going to be a mushroom featuring, ravioli that has mushrooms on it in reference to the fungus characters. Now, of course, this is actually based more on the video game for the PlayStation instead of the TV adaptation by HBO Max. Oh. How silly of me. I forgot to... There we go. Go. Now we can go ahead and move on. So as you can see, some of the street lights, they have this Music Fest 69, which is basically a spoof of several music festivals, including, let's see which ones I remember, Monterey Pop, the ill-fated Altamont concert, which is the one where the Rolling Stones ended up contracting the Hells Angels without realizing that the Hells Angels from the U.S. were a group of ruthless outlaws. And what's worse, the Stones paid them in beer, which led to an altercation where somebody was killed. Now over here we got a bus, which could be a nod to Magic Bus by The Who. And here I presume this is going to be like a mini bar. Now over here we got like a stage set up here. And as you can guess, this does take a lot of inspiration from all sorts of things from the 60s, which includes, as I mentioned, Woodstock. Here we got a projection item. Now over here, this is actually going to be a big thing because this is going to be the tribute store for Halloween Horror Nights. Let's go ahead and check out the Easter eggs over here. So here we have a board game, which is a send-up of the map. We also got a couple fake magazines. And notice Case of the Terrible Totems, which is part of the case files on Earth from 2021. Here we have several comic books which allude to some of the previous houses. Here we got a couple of the Universal Monsters magazines. And we got a couple of comic books, which some of them, most of them are actually references to Boris Schuster from the 2021 House, Case Files on Earth. Little B-Side Adventures, which is a reference to Bugs Eaten Alive. Strange Tales, which is actually a reference to 2009's Creatures. The In-Between from 2011. Asylum in Wonderland from 2015, I believe. Rime of the Corn, which is probably Scarecrow. And over here, it couldn't be a Universal tribute store without having references to Earl the Squirrel. Here are some of the decoration books, including Spooky Tales with Earl holiday tribute store. Earl celebrates Mardi Gras. And another one with a space themed book. Over here we got a bunch of Halloween stuff, including a gigantic Frankenstein set. And here's a reference to last year's tribute store facade, which is the Black Cat opening. Now, like I said in previous videos, there is going to be a special thing going on in which if you do pay a certain amount of money, you'll have your picture implemented in a comic book, and at the end of the event they're going to give you a comic book cover as well as the full-blown comic book. Alright, now let's focus back on Vamp 69. Here we got the Blood Slayer's motorcycle, which is one of the vampire or villains who are going to antagonize the whole music fest. There we go. As you can see, there's also some food booths over here at the Gramercy Park sector. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so we got a couple of food kiosks which are going to be based off The Last of Us. There we go. Let's go ahead and move on here. And here I believe we have two food kiosks. One is based off of the Yeti Campground Kills house. And the other one is Surfer Boy Pizza, which is, of course, themed after the pizzeria from Stranger Things. And it's going to feature the French bread pizza that was at the Taste of Terror event. I mean, at Civet. Alright, let's go ahead and make a quick swim by and say hello to hashtag. There we go. Alright. Now we're gonna go ahead and go here. And we're gonna go to the Stellar Bar, which is another one that's themed after Stranger Things. Now, as expected, the Stellar Bar is going to be a bar, but one of the things it's gonna sell is the Salt Lake coffee. Salt Lake iced coffee. We're just gonna have a liquor on it. And as you can see, there's several portals ready for the sound stages here. And as you can see, there's also one in front of the Jimmy Fallon ride, and among several others. Let's go ahead and go to the another food truck, which is going to be which hasn't been mentioned of what it's going to have, but it's definitely going to be good. And finally, to end this video, we're gonna go ahead and go to the area that's next to Mini Mayhem, because that's where the houses are gonna be. I mean, one of the houses is gonna be at. Just keep moving on here. I better be careful with this one. I'm about to run out of batteries here. And finally, here we are at the last house portal. And that's it. And this is going to be happening all beginning next Friday. So with that said, that's pretty much it.